Greetings, all grade 10 business studies students. Welcome to Extra Class. We are happy that you are here today to watch this educational video. Feel free to watch until the end, share the link with your friends, and invite them to watch as well. We are continually uploading more and more subjects, all aimed at helping you to pass your final exams. So let's get started. Today we are going to be looking at the first chapter in our business studies, that is microenvironment. So we are going to take a look at the meaning of microenvironment and many other aspects that are involved within the subject. So what is the meaning of a macroenvironment? A macro environment of a business includes everything inside the business. So we are looking at all aspects of business or business activities inside the business. All internal affairs of the business which are managed by the directors or the owners of the business is what we call macro environment. The business has got full control of its micro environment. So basically there are three business environments, which are the micro environment, the market environment, and the macro environment. Therefore, the macro environment is influenced by two external environments. These two external environments are the market environment and the macro environments. These three business environments are all interrelated and influence one another. For instance, everything that happens on the market environment is going to influence the micro environment. Yes, the directors, the owners are going to take action based on what happens on the market environment or what happens on the macro environment, like on the basic economic policies that are stipulated by the government. That is the macro environment. The business owners are going to make decisions or decide other course of actions in response to that. They can also influence the failure or success of a business. This is referring to all these three environments. The components of the microenvironment includes these: the vision, mission statement, goals and objectives, organizational culture, organizational resources, management and leadership, organizational structure, 8 business functions. Vision, mission statement, goals and objectives. What is this? Let us take a look at all these in detail. The vision of a business describes its long-term goal, that is, where the business sees itself in the future. So the directors have to come up with a long-term goal of the business. For instance, Extra Class that you are watching the videos from right now, our goal is to help you pass your examinations. So each and every year we are aimed at helping all the students to pass their examinations. Mission statement. This describes what the business provides or produces and why the business exists. It explains clearly the aims and values of the business. So that is a mission statement. Why, what the business provides or produces, and why the business is in existence. We are given an example in our textbook of a way to build salon who wants to provide professional services in hairdressing and also supply the beauty products. Coming to goals. Goals are the long-term plans that the business wants to accomplish. They serve as guidelines to help the business achieve what they set out to do. So every business has got its goals. What do they want to achieve? For instance, maybe a business will want to open 5 or more branches in the next 5 years. Objectives describes how the goals will be achieved. So a goal can just be one line like this, to open 5 more branches in the next 5 years. But objectives now will go into detail. They are going to describe how the goals will be achieved. They are the short-term steps that will guide business owners on how their set goals can be achieved. What is the purpose of an organizational culture? Remember, we also mentioned that organizational culture is part of the macro environment. Organizational culture refers to how things are done in the business. For example, how the employees communicate among themselves, their dress code, their administration policy. Organizational culture also includes the values, the beliefs, norms, and standards that are shared among the employees and management. The purpose of the organizational culture is to define the business internal and external identity, as well as its core values, of a business. So a strong business culture is the power to turn employees into ambassadors of the business. They will represent the business wherever they go, and they will be proud to do it. It helps the business to retain its employees and also clients. It breaks down boundaries between teams, guides decision making, and improves productivity. So these are the benefits of having an organizational culture. Organizational resources. The resources of a business can be classified into 4 main groups. These groups are the human resources. This relates to all the employees. These are the human resources. The physical resources. Anything physical, anything that you can touch, starting with everything, the admin, the vehicles, the production plants, the offices, everything that is physical. Financial resources, this means cash and bank reserves, or credits, or debtors, everything that is related to finance. Technological resources, the production machines, the computers, the research and development resources. Now, look at the human resources. This is a set of people who make up the workforce. So this includes the managers, the directors, the front office, the production team, the workforce who are in the distribution. Everyone who is employed under the company is a human resource. Physical resources, these are tangible items that are used in the operation of a business. For example, raw materials, building, machinery, and vehicles. Financial resources. Financial resources refers to the capital that the business owns or has borrowed from my financial institutes. It also includes all the funds that are available for the business. For example, bank overdrafts, credit cards, long-term and short-term loans. That's the financial resources of a business. The technological resources. Technological resources are the intangible resources such as software licenses and patents that can help improve performance of an organization. So examples of technological resources include laptops, computers, websites, internet facilities, cell phones, photocopying machines, and all those that are technological resources. Management and leadership of a business. Management. What is management? The management of a business is the process whereby an individual or individuals guide and direct the organization. Why? Because they want to achieve the goals and objectives. Good managers are able to plan properly, organize, lead, and control all the resources in the business. So there is management, there is also leadership. Leadership is the ability of an individual to inspire, influence, motivate their subordinates to achieve the goals and objectives of the business. Subordinates. What are subordinates? A subordinate is a person under the authority or control of another within an organization. So you will be able to understand this once we look at the organizational structure. The organizational structure shows the different departments in the organization and how they are organized. The organizational structure is also known as the organogram. An organogram shows the level of authority, responsibility, and tasks for the various departments in the business. An organogram shows the hierarchical structure of a business. So basically it looks like this. Here we have maybe the managing director. We have the managing director. Then underneath the managing director is also helped by 3 directors: finance director, sales director, and operations. Under these ones they have managers. Okay, under the managers they have got team leaders. Each manager has got maybe 2 or 3 team leaders. Then the team leader will have their teams. So this is a typical example of a organogram or organizational structure. But what is the purpose of an organizational structure and what does it include? It helps to ensure the smooth and efficient functioning of the business. Yes, suppose this team leader wants to report something, they go to their manager and the manager will go to their director. Then the director will take it to the managing director. So there is a clear line of working, ensuring that work happens with precise coordination and minimum wastage, because wastage is very bad for a business. It helps the business to work towards its goals, because everyone in the business will be aware of the goals and they all work in the same direction, that is to achieve the goals. It shows the connection between various positions and the tasks within the business, who is under which department and who reports to who. That is what the organogram shows. It describes the coordination between various departments in the business. So yes, the coordination between various departments in the business. Below is an example of an organogram showing the 3 levels of management. So the top level management, this is where we have the chief executive officer. The middle, we have all the different managers. Then the lower level, we now have the floor level officers, controllers, clerks, and everyone else. So this is a typical organizational structure that you can find in many organizations. Something like this. The 8 business functions. What are these? So looking at the business environment, we established that the 8 business functions are also part of the micro environment. So the 8 business functions are all centered around the general management function. Then we have the marketing, production, purchasing, financial, administration, human resources, then public relations. The 8 business functions are all important components of the business. In large businesses, these functions may operate as separate departments, but in some smaller businesses, some of these functions may be combined. Some businesses may not have all of the functions, so in that case it will depend on the nature and size of the business. As we have established that large organizations have got these departments as separate functions, and in some smaller businesses you might not find all these functions, or they are performed by just a single person. General management. So the general management in a business coordinates the other business functions to achieve the goals and objectives of the business. The general management function plans, organizes, leads, and control resources in the business. So this is the overall department in the business which oversees other departments. Then let us look at the purchasing function. This function is responsible for buying all the resources that the business needs in order to produce its goods and services. So these guys in the purchasing department are the ones who buy everything that is needed by other departments. Production function. The production function is responsible for changing or processing raw materials into finished or semi-finished products. It ensures that the business creates quality products to meet the demands of the target market. The marketing function. The marketing function undertakes market research to determine the real needs of the target market. Then it is also responsible for the advertising and promotion of the goods and services to customers. So this department primarily looks for the market and also actively advertise the products or goods of the business. Public relations. The public relations functions is responsible for creating a good public image for the business. It ensures that there is proper communication between the business and its stakeholders. Public relations. So it is responsible for all the organizational communication. Human resources function. Well, this is one of the obvious functions that every business will need to have. The human resources function is responsible for attracting new employees into the business. It also has to manage all the people in the business by providing education and training for their employees. So when you start looking for jobs, you will be interacting with the human resources function. These are the people who hires new people, they train them, they are responsible for the management of the employee files, your leave, and everything else. Administration. The administration is responsible for collecting, processing, and storing all the data and information required by the business. So the administration function is to be up to date with the latest information technology. So in most function, when you go to a company, you are likely going to start at the administration function. At the reception, those people are part of the administration. They deal with all the information processing. Finance. The financial function is responsible for determining all the financial needs of the business. It ensures that the business funds are used efficiently. It manages all the funds and financial assets of the business.